All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TMPS Nightcap. I'm your host, Michael Papinchak. This is the late night show companion to my podcast. Head over to tmpspodcast.com, where you can listen to, have access to my show that I host with my good friend Jason Mocha. We're on Spotify. We are on iTunes. We are on SoundCloud. And obviously now we have this fantastic YouTube live late night show at 11:30 p.m. every weeknight. Forget Jimmy Fallon. Forget Jimmy Kimmel. Forget Conan. Forget Colbert. Forget them all. This is the future of late night here on YouTube Live. Go to tmpspodcast.com and go down and click the TMPS Nightcap picture to get access to my YouTube channel where you can listen to TMPS Nightcap. And again, go to tmpspodcast.com. All right, so I was going to talk about the Formula One race tonight, but Jason and I are going to be recording a show tomorrow. This is the Monday night show, and we're going to be recording tomorrow night, Tuesday, or tomorrow at some point, Tuesday. And we're going to be doing a whole thing about this weekend's F1 race in Australia. It was quite a race. Spoiler alert, unfortunately, my guy, Max Verstappen, did not have a phenomenal race, unfortunately, but there was a lot of exciting stuff going on. I've made a lot of notes, but I'm not going to get into it tonight because I want Jason's input. He's going to have a lot of great things to say. So I want to make sure that you guys hear that. So this week, you will get a brand new podcast from Jason and I, the Michael Papinchak Show, which is on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And this show, TMPS Nightcap, is exclusively on YouTube. So check out that as well. All right, so let's get into it. I'm all ready to go. Listen, let's do a watch check. Jason and I are huge watch fanatics. I absolutely love watches, timepieces, whatever you want to call them. I love them. And tonight, in honor of Formula One, I am wearing my Tag Heuer Red Bull Racing watch. This is a Red Bull edition. That's my team. The Red Bull edition Tag Heuer. Okay, now, this specific watch on the back still says Aston Martin Red Bull Racing because that's when I bought it. If you're a fan of Formula One, you will know that Aston Martin now has their own team, so they no longer sponsor the Red Bull team. They have their own team. Now it's Oracle. Oracle is now Oracle Red Bull Racing. Last year it was just Red Bull Racing. Now it's Oracle. So this one does say Aston Martin on the back, but no big deal. I mean, when I started watching F1, that's what it was. So whatever. But it's a beautiful Tag Heuer. It is the Red Bull edition. It does say Red Bull on the back. And obviously that's my team. And so I definitely had to purchase this timepiece. And I do have several watches in my arsenal. So every so often, if I wear a significant timepiece, I will bring it up on TMPS Nightcap. I am drinking an old fashioned. So my favorite drink is actually a Manhattan. But I can't make a Manhattan. I don't know what it is about the ingredients that goes into a Manhattan, but it's terrible. When I make it, it is horrible. Just incredibly horrible. You know what I was thinking about? Maybe for tonight to try to get some interest in this show, which is brand new. This is a brand new show. This is a brand new show. Maybe to try to get people to watch, I should go Facebook Live as well. And maybe if some people that I know on Facebook, maybe they'll come over to YouTube. So I have Facebook Live, I have YouTube Live. I'm just live all over the place. This is TMPS Nightcap. It is the late night show, the future of late night. Forget all those guys. Listen, do you know what's great about this version of late night? Is you, my audience, my live audience, can participate. If you watch Jimmy Kimmel right now, you watch Jimmy Fallon right now, can you participate? Can you chat and chime in? Absolutely not. This show, this is the future. On this late night show, you can chime in, you can chat, you could be part of the show right now tonight, every weeknight at 11:30 p.m. When you're going to bed, when you're relaxing for the night, you're scrolling through TikTok, you're scrolling through Reels, forget it. Come over to YouTube Live and enjoy TMPS Nightcap. We have a drink together, we relax together, we have a good time. That is what this show is all about. All right, so let's get into some things I want to talk about tonight. Again, the F1 race I'll get into on my main podcast with Jason. You can check that out at tmpspodcast.com, iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So let's go into some news here, some topics I want to talk about. I saw that Brie Larson, who is an Oscar winner, she is Captain Marvel in the Marvel Universe. Brie Larson is joining the cast of Fast and Furious. This is Fast and Furious 10. And you know what I was thinking about? The first thing I thought about, the first thing I thought about was this is now going to be Fast and Furious 10. Like how am I not in one of these movies? Like there's been 10 of them. Like the chances of every human on earth being in one of these movies is getting greater and greater. Like there's literally going to be 10 of these movies. The fact that I haven't just stumbled onto the set of one of these films is incredible. Like you just think just by chance we'd be in one of these films, right? Well, I guess not. I guess not. So actually, I am not a huge fan of Brie Larson. I don't know what it is about her. I'm not that big of a Captain Marvel fan. I think she was underutilized in the movies. I don't really I mean, I understand Captain Marvel being part of the Marvel universe, but I'm not that big of a Brie Larson fan. I think, for lack of a better word, she's kind of a bitch. And that's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna drink to that. So whether you agree or not, that is up to you, but I think Brie Larson is kind of a bitch, not really sure, much weird, wild stuff. I mean, that's just how I kind of feel about it. Not really that big of a fan of her. I don't have a lot of evidence, but I heard maybe she wasn't that phenomenal on set for the Marvel movies. But it is what it is. So if you guys are Brie Larson fans, then you're Brie Larson fans, and that's just how it is. But guys, I don't know what she's going to be doing. I have not seen one. So that's also interesting. There are now going to be 10 Fast and Furious films, and I haven't seen one of them. How is that possible? So it's weird that I haven't been in one, and I also haven't seen one. So that's kind of insane. So I have watched I have watched every episode of Breaking Bad. Now, this was years ago. I don't remember a lot of the details, but I have seen the entirety of Breaking Bad. And apparently, it has been reported that the prequel series, Better Call Saul. So if you all remember, in Breaking Bad, there was a lawyer named Saul, and he got his own prequel series called Better Call Saul. And now that Better Call Saul is in its 6th and final season, they're bringing back Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul. Can you believe it? They are bringing them back, Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, because this is a prequel. So you think at some point, if it's a prequel to Breaking Bad, they're going to eventually cross paths. The two series, I'm assuming that this is going to be like where the two series come together and Saul meets for the first time Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul. And obviously there are characters, Walter White, etc. So I have never seen Better Call Saul. I'd love to know your opinion on the show. I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it. I'm sure it's phenomenal because Breaking Bad was phenomenal. I'm sure Better Call Saul is also a phenomenal show, but I have not seen it. Maybe it's something I should investigate. The last show I watched in its entirety was Lucifer. I don't know what prompted me to watch that show, but I was just going through, I guess, Netflix. Did I watch it on Netflix? I think I did. Yeah. Because it became a Netflix show. After it was canceled on regular television, it became a Netflix show. So yes, I did watch Lucifer, loved it. But it's really interesting. I used to binge watch shows all the time back in the day. And now the most I want to do is just flip through Reels or TikTok or my attention span is, you got to catch my attention in like 10 seconds. And if you can't do that, I'm not interested. And unfortunately, when it comes to binge watching TV shows, you need to have a commitment. And for some reason, I made that commitment for Lucifer. But for me to make that commitment for Better Call Saul or something else, I have to the feeling has to be there. I have to be moved to do it. If not, it's just not going to happen. All right. So, guys, huge news. This is huge. This is the greatest news that's ever been. It's coming from China. It's not coming from China, but Bennifer 2.0, ladies and gentlemen, it has been reported that not only are Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck dating, they are now engaged. Their last engagement ended in 2004. They called it off. It was a huge debacle. They made that horrible movie, Geely or whatever, together. It's where they met. That was like 2002 or 2001, something around there. They got engaged like in 2003. They broke it off in 2004. It was a big rigmarole. And now in 2022, they are back together. Lopez is 52. Affleck is 49. They've both been married before. They have children from previous marriages. But apparently, Bennifer is back. Have we had... You guys remember back then in the early 2000s, every couple had like a name, like Bennifer and stuff. Are we still doing that? I haven't heard of a couple who had like a shared name like that, like a Bennifer, Ben and Jennifer. I'm trying to think if we've had that recently, and I just don't think that we have. Maybe that was like a early 2000s thing that we used to do, and now it's no longer you know, something that we do. But, you know, listen, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Shalom, L'chaim. I'm not Jewish, but apparently those are things to say. Good luck. God bless. Godspeed. All right. So, hey, if you go check out the podcast, the main show at tmpspodcast.com, you will hear Jason and I talk about our thoughts on the new Batman film. And apparently it has been announced. I have notes here that it notes on my legal pad. I am not a lawyer, but I do have a legal pad. So that means anything I write on here is legally binding. It is apparent. Apparently, it is apparent that the Batman will be premiering on HBO Max on April 18th. And if you listen to the show, you will the main podcast at tmpspodcast.com, you will hear the fact that Jason and I both liked the film, but will not watch it again until it's on streaming because it is way too long to watch in the theaters. And so now I'll be able to watch it again in a few days here. It's April 11th, and I believe I said April 18th. So not long from now, I'll be able to watch it again in the comfort of my own home, able to pause, able to use the restroom, able to do whatever I need to do. And, maybe on second viewing, I might have different opinions and different thoughts about the film. Overall, I liked it. Overall, I thought it was it was, what I liked about that movie is it didn't seem like it was setting up just a trilogy, if that makes sense. You have these movies where you have like everyone involved and there's a villain, and that's the obvious one villain for that movie, and the whole goal of the movie is to defeat that villain, and to defeat that villain completely, meaning that villain is not coming back, right? The Batman is not like that. The end of the movie, everything is still on the table. Every villain, everyone could come back. Who's ever watching me on Facebook, head over to YouTube. Type my name into YouTube. I'm on YouTube Live. This is TMPS Nightcap. It is my late night show. I'm competing with Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Conan, Colbert. I'm competing with them all. This is the future of late night. Right here. You can be directly involved in this show, unlike any other show on TV. You can message, you can be involved, we can have a conversation. This is the future of late night. TMPS Nightcap, the companion to my podcast with co-host Jason Mocha, tmpspodcast.com. So anyway, the Batman, it's going to be on HBO Max April 18th. Now, let's head into some sports. I love sports. Like I said earlier, the F1 talk, the Formula One talk is going to be reserved for the main show, which will be recorded tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. This is the Monday night TMPS Nightcap show. I have I have a couple people on Facebook watching. This is my old fashioned, which let me take a sip. Delicious. All right. So in sports, Dwayne Hawkins. So I do not follow sports like super closely, but unfortunately, the Steelers Nation has lost a young quarterback. At the age of 24, Dwayne Hawkins was unfortunately struck by a dump truck when he was crossing a highway in Florida. So I don't have all the details. I don't know what all details are out there. Why he was crossing a highway, I'm not sure we'll ever know. But unfortunately, Steelers Nation is mourning the life of a young quarterback. Dwayne Hawkins, the age of 24, unfortunately, has passed away. Rest in peace, my friend. And I don't know why you'd be crossing a highway, but I guess you do what you got to do. And we're all praying for you. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they are, you know, ba- you know, it just really sucks that we have this in Pittsburgh. We have this really great historic team in the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they just, for lack of a better word, suck. However, they did beat the Cardinals 9-4 with a grand slam in their first win of the season. A grand slam. It makes them look like they're a great effing team. It was Michael Clavis, who's an infielder, hit a grand slam against the Cardinals to take the Pirates over 9-4. Isn't that incredible? You wish they could play like that every night. Every freaking night, every day. It just and I'm sure that they've probably lost by from the time that I saw this article that they had won in a grand slam to right now, me recording this, I'm sure they've lost horribly. But you know what? If all the of all the games that you play during a season as a baseball player, or as a baseball team, there's got to be a couple of these phenomenal games where there's a great grand slam like that, and then it just makes you think to yourself as a fan, wow, the potential's there, right? The talent's there, it's there. You just wish they could hone in on that a little bit more. But unfortunately, they're the Pirates, and until that team is sold, they'll never be winners, and that's just the bottom line. You're going to hear the truth here on TMPS Nightcap. The future of late night. All right, so my last thing that I want to talk about, there's no one watching, so there's no one to do some input, leave comments. The whole point of this show is that it's a late night show that you can be involved in, that you can have input in. You can talk to me, give me things to talk about, get my response. I'm obviously going to have some things to talk about, but at the end of the day, this is all about you, the audience, getting involved in the new kind of late night show, the future of late night here on TMPS Nightcap. Sidney Crosby. See, this is where I need Jason involved. Because, Jason's he's the hockey king. He knows all about it. I know very little compared. And we'll definitely get into this tomorrow. Yeah, so hey Dean, so are you following hockey? I hear the Pens are pretty disappointing this year. Well, just real quick. So I read today that in an overtime win over the Nashville Predators, Crosby got his 1,400th point. That is insane. 1,400 points. It was his 1,100th game. That is really something. So in my mind, so I went to a Pens game the other night, and I was lucky to watch the Penguins blow out the team that they were playing. I don't even remember what the team was. That's insane. I watched the whole game. I can't remember who they were even playing. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. Um, However, so whoever they were playing. It's fine. It was not a phenomenal team. Let's put it that way. However, when they played the Rangers, who are someone that they're going to face in the playoffs, they do not play as well. And that's really what it comes down to. All right. So, hey, you can beat a team that is of no consequence. Fine. You want to beat them 6-3, 5-1, whatever. A team that is not in the playoffs is not gonna make it. Has no chance of being in the Stanley Cup. However, the Rangers, a team that you're most likely going to play in the playoffs, you lose 6-3, 5-1. That's not good. See, that's really where it comes down. That's really what you got to be looking at. The fact that when the Penguins play a team like the Rangers, a team that they'll need to play, that they'll need to face on the way to the cup, they don't play well, that's a problem. That's a real issue. See up here, this is Yager. See that? That is a picture of. So, okay, people on Facebook, that's Yarmer Yager. People on YouTube Live, I'm pointing to this picture up here of Yarmer Yager. And then for YouTube, that is a signed Gensel jersey, and that is the magazine, the Deja Vu, where they went back to back. I know it's hard. I got all kind of stuff going on in this room. I have all kind of stuff. See, this all I got Penguin, Spider-Man. I'm sorry, Superman. I got all kind of stuff going on in this room. This is my podcast studio. So there's a bunch of shit on the wall. All kind of stuff on the wall. But yeah, so are the Penguins playing great? They're doing okay. Do I think they're Stanley Cup champions this year? Probably not. Probably not. But hey, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's coming down the pike, And honestly, if Jason was here or if he was chiming in, he would tell you exactly what's going on because he is the hockey whisperer. He is the one who knows. And I am more of a like Formula One guy. Like I can tell you what's going on there. Hockey, I don't pay attention as much. I'm more just kind of go along with what Jason's doing. Like if he wants to go to a game or if he tells me what's going on, but I don't pay attention to hockey day by day. You know what I mean? No, I just don't. I mean, I love hockey. It's just, call me when we're in the Stanley Cup. That's kind of the hockey fan that I am. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't cling to every game. Some people do that. I don't. Call me when we're in the playoffs. Call me when we're on a Stanley Cup berth. Like, you know what I mean? Then let's rock and roll. I got like 5 Penguins jerseys. I'm like ready to. I got hats. I'm ready. But like, there's 100 games during the regular season. Like, I'm not going to be hanging on to every single one. There's just too many of them. Call me when we're ready to win a trophy. Like you know what I mean? I mean, football's different. There's only 16 games in the regular season. Even then, I don't really care. Call me when we're in the playoff. That's the kind of sports fan I am. Call me when we're in the playoffs. The difference with Formula One and racing is there are no playoffs. Every race really matters. Like you know what I mean? Last year, the championship came down to the final race, you know? I mean, it's a totally different kind of thing. It's not like they race all year to get into F1, which is like the playoffs. No, no, no. There's 20 now there's I believe this season 23 races. And last year it came down to the final race who was going to be the champion as far as the driver is concerned. So every race is important. And my guy Max Verstappen, the Red Bull watch I have on right now, not doing good, to be honest. And you'll have to listen to the TMPS podcast for a full commentary on the race that Jason and I will obviously do. But that'll be on the main podcast. That'll be going out tomorrow. We'll be recording that tomorrow. This is the late night show, the late night companion. I want to change late night television forever. The old format is dead. Who's watching Colbert, Fallon, Kimmel? I don't even know if Conan still does a show. This is the future right now. This is the future of late night. You get to talk to me live 11:30 p.m. every weekday night. You get to be involved in the show right here, right now. I don't record it earlier in the day. I record it live so you, the audience, can be involved. This is the future of late night on YouTube Live. All right, guys. Well, I am going to call it a night. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Facebook Live. Thank you, YouTube Live. I got my wonderful nightcap here because this is TMPS Nightcap. Head over to tmpspodcast.com where you will find links to us on Spotify, iTunes. Cheers, Dean. Cheers. SoundCloud. And now on YouTube Live for TMPS Nightcap. Have a good night, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night on the future of late night. So for my YouTube audience, I am now finishing up the Facebook Live and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. tmpspodcast.com. Like, share, subscribe, the whole deal. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.